See, DNA replication, next topic. DNA replication. In previous classes I told you what is DNA replication. DNA replication is a process of self-duplication or making its own copies of DNA. DNA has the ability to replicate itself. It can produce its own copies. That is DNA replication. And three models are proposed to explain DNA replication. What are that? Conservative model, semi-conservative model and dispersive model. And among the three, semi-conservative model was given an experimental evidence. An experimental evidence was given to semi-conservative model by Michelson and Stahl, and they proved that DNA replication is taking place according to semi-conservative model. Okay, that mechanism, how DNA is replicating and how many enzymes are involving, how enzymes are responsible to produce new DNA molecule according to semi-conservative model. That we are going to discuss now. See here, DNA replication is what? According to, here in previous class I told you, DNA replication is self-duplication. DNA replication is self-duplication, and DNA can replicate itself. It can replicate itself. It has the ability to produce its own copies. Okay, and how it can replicate itself? By a key enzyme. What is key enzyme? DNA polymerase. With the help of DNA polymerase, it can produce its own copies. So the key enzyme what is involving in DNA replication is DNA polymerase. Here, how that DNA polymerase is responsible for the addition or for the synthesizing new DNA molecule. Here, four types of deoxynucleotide triphosphates. What are four types of deoxynucleotide triphosphates? Can anyone tell me? Nucleotide triphosphates, you know. What are nucleotide triphosphates? Among them, deoxynucleotide triphosphates are there. What are deoxynucleotide triphosphates? Four types of deoxynucleotide triphosphates. Like? Anyone? What are they? Four deoxynucleotide triphosphates like deoxy-ATP, deoxy-GTP. No one is answering. Deoxy-GTP, deoxy-CTP and deoxy-TTP. Four types of deoxynucleotide triphosphates like deoxy-ATP, deoxy-CTP, deoxy-GTP, deoxy-TTP. Like that. They are joined together. Joined by DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase enzyme joins four types of deoxynucleotide triphosphates. How that nucleotides are joined? Can anyone? Madhuvanti, good. How can nucleotide triphosphates can join each other? How? Anyone? How nucleotides are joined? Here, by a bond. What is the bond formed between nucleotides? Phosphodiester bond. By forming a phosphodiester bond, yes, very good. By forming phosphodiester bonds, nucleotides can join together. That nucleotides which are joining together forms a polynucleotide chain. Okay, but here the addition means binding. Addition of four deoxynucleotide triphosphates is based on template DNA. Template DNA. Here, what is the template? Template DNA means template is template DNA. Not only DNA, RNA may also be template, but in replication, DNA is template. Template DNA is parental strand. Parental DNA or parental DNA that carries information for new DNA synthesis. Parental DNA for replication. So to replicate, there should be a parental DNA molecule. One DNA molecule is double to 2 by replication. So the DNA molecule which is replicating, that is called the parental DNA. That parental DNA from which new DNA is formed, that parental DNA is called template DNA. So based on the template DNA, there is synthesis of new daughter DNA. That daughter DNA is formed how? There is addition of 4-deoxynucleotide triphosphate. Deoxynucleotide triphosphate, 4 types, they are joined together. They are joined together based on the parental DNA. Here what is based on parental DNA means? Here parental DNA has a nucleotide sequence. There is a nucleotide sequence on parental DNA, right? A, T, G, C. Why to add 4-deoxynucleotide triphosphate? Wait, listen the class, then you can understand. 4-deoxynucleotide triphosphates are added. On parental DNA, there is a nucleotide sequence. If we take a polynucleotide chain, there is presence of AMP, GMP, like that we told you. What is DNA? A polynucleotide chain is called DNA. In that DNA, there is presence of nucleotides in order. What are that? Deoxy, ATP, deoxy, AMP, deoxy, GMP, like that. There is presence of different nucleotides in sequence. That sequence of nucleotides on DNA acts as genetic information. I told you in previous class. When we discussed about DNA structure, in DNA structure, a polynucleotide chain is called as a DNA chain or a strand. DNA is a double-stranded molecule, RNA is a single-stranded molecule. Here 5' to 3', there is a strand. What is this strand? There is presence of many nucleotides. That nucleotides, what are the sequence present here? A, T, G, C, A, G, C, T, like that some sequence of nucleotides are there. Based on that nucleotide sequence, there is daughter DNA is formed. Daughter DNA is made based on parental DNA. Based on the parental DNA, there is a formation of new daughter DNA, and this daughter DNA, what is here? This daughter DNA is complementary to parental DNA. Complementary to parent DNA. The parent DNA, what is present? Based on that, a new complementary strand is formed. To the parent DNA, there is complementary DNA. What is complementary sequence? We know complementary parent DNA. Here I wrote DNA here. What is complementary sequence? 2 strands are there in DNA. One is in 5' to 3' strand, another one is in 3' to 5' strand. Okay. See that 3' and 5' strands. That means 5' to 3', 3' to 5', 2 strands are there. They are joined together by, how they are joined? How did they join? Anyone? How did they join? Not getting answer. Yeah, hydrogen bonds are there. Yes, Vikram. Blessington, good. Hydrogen bonds. By forming hydrogen bonds, 2 strands are attached. How hydrogen bonds are formed? The formation of hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonding follows complementary rule. Chargaff's rule. What is the Chargaff's rule? Adenine pairs with thymine, guanine pairs with cytosine, and the ratio of adenines and purines, ratio of purines and pyrimidines is always 1. Number of purines and pyrimidines is always 1:1. Yes. Like that, there is formation of that hydrogen bond. So as one parental DNA is there, a new daughter DNA is formed. Suppose take an example. According to semi-conservative model, what happens? A double-stranded DNA is there, 5 prime, 3 prime, 3 prime, 5 prime. Okay. Here A, T, G, C is there, the sequence. Here A means here T, T means A, C, G. So according to semi-conservative model, they will get separate. Semi-conservative mechanism. Double-stranded DNA is separated into 2 single strands. Each single strand acts as a template, and on each single strand there is synthesis of new daughter DNA. Now, as this strand is 5 prime to 3 prime, another strand is made in 3 prime to 5 prime. Here what is the sequence? A, T, G, C. A, T, G, C is there means this is parent, this is a daughter. As it is daughter DNA, there should be presence of GC, AT, GCAT. Then only these can bind together and there is formation of a complete double-stranded DNA. This is one double-stranded DNA. That double-stranded DNA is separated into one single strand and another single strand. This single strand is ATGC. This single strand is TACG. This is one parent. This is another parent DNA. From this there is formation of new daughter DNA. That daughter DNA has A means here T, T means A, G means C, C means G. So opposite sequences should be attached. When opposite sequences are attached, complementary nucleotides are attached, there is formation of a double-stranded DNA molecule. That is this point. This is daughter DNA. This is daughter DNA. Daughter DNA is made based on parental DNA. This daughter DNA is complementary to parental DNA. ATGC is parental DNA. So newly formed daughter DNA is TACG. Not only 4 nucleotides. Whatever the number of nucleotides present in a DNA, total nucleotides what are formed in new daughter DNA will be complementary to the nucleotides which are found in the main parental DNA. Okay, this is one introduction, this process. This is just introduction only. Then we will go for DNA replication mechanism. Then if I complete that replication mechanism, then you can understand. See that if you see DNA replication mechanism, in DNA replication there are 3 steps. 3 steps are there in DNA replication mechanism. Yeah, doubt. What is doubt? Because board is not clear. What? Because board is not clear. Board is clear only. Yeah, clear now. 3 steps are there in DNA replication. One is initiation. Second one is elongation. Third one is termination. Initiation, elongation and termination are 3 steps of DNA replication. Okay? Remember, listen this lesson very carefully. If you know this lesson, then only you can understand biotechnology. Without this molecular basis of inheritance, you cannot understand biotechnology. 2 chapters are there. Okay? Now, see first step. Initiation. What is initiation? Initiation means starting the process, beginning of the process. So the beginning of the process, how DNA replication is initiated. Here initiation on DNA. Initiation of replication on DNA takes place at a sequence on DNA. The double-stranded DNA has a sequence or a site, a place on DNA that is called origin of replication. Origin of replication, or which is also called as Orici site, or that is also called as replication site. In double-stranded DNA molecule, to begin the process of DNA replication, there is a particular sequence of nucleotides. Where DNA replication is beginning in the DNA is at origin of replication or Orici site. Okay, what is this Orici site? Orici site is a sequence of nucleotides with more number of adenine thymine pairs. Orici site on double-stranded DNA where replication is starting. That is a sequence on double-stranded DNA where there is presence of more AT pairs. Okay, take an example. Suppose if you take a double-stranded DNA molecule, in this double-stranded DNA molecule, here Orici site is there, where replication is starting, is called as Orici. This Orici site is there now. In prokaryote, single Orici enough. In prokaryote, single origin of replication is enough, or single Orici site enough. But in eukaryote, multiple replication sequences or multiple Orici sites are present. Okay, first see this. If I start that mechanism, then you can understand why there is single Orici sites. Prokaryotic DNA molecule is very small. You know, a single genome or single DNA molecule is present in prokaryotes. As a prokaryotes have single DNA molecule, so single origin of replication is enough. Length of prokaryotic DNA is small. Suppose this is a length of prokaryotic DNA. At any place Orici site is there, means that will complete DNA replication, no problem. But if you see eukaryotic genetic material is very long DNA molecule, you know. As it is very long DNA molecule, if this replication starts at one point, replication is starting at one point, and it needs to completion entire long DNA, means it takes very more time. See, like this very lengthy DNA molecule is there. You know what is the length of haploid DNA in humans? Length of haploid DNA is 3.3 into 10 power 9 base pairs. 3.3 billion base pairs are there, you know. As like that very more long DNAs are there, if origin Orici site is present one and replication is started here, means to complete the entire replication For that long DNA, it is taking very more time. So that multiple replication sequences or multiple ODC sites are present in eukaryotes. Okay, as multiple ODC sites are present, they can complete the process very fastly. Like, in running competition, relay competition, 800 meters run is there. In that 800 meters, one person has to take a baton, and that one person is running means for 800 meters it will take time. So in relay, 200 meters one person will run. After that, another person will take that baton and another person will run. Like that, See here, it is starting the process. It will carry up to here. Then, when it is replicating DNA from here to here, it is running here to here. So, this is also taking DNA replication from here to here. So, when this is completing here, this origin of replication is completing this is completing this is completing this. Like that. Different places, origins of replication are present in more number. They can complete the DNA replication within short duration. Okay, that is the need of presence of multiple replication sequences or multiple replication sites or multiple origins of replication in eukaryotes. But in prokaryotes, there is less number of, or a single ODC site is enough. Okay, is it complete? Wait, I will explain that. Because board is not clear, very okay. Then Harini, how ODC is formed? That only now I will explain. Now we can see here, suppose there is a double-stranded DNA molecule. I told you there is in double-stranded DNA molecule there is presence of a ODC. Just what is the diagram I wrote here. Okay, once if we complete this initiation process mechanism, if I explain, then you can understand. Now to the ODC site, first there is addition of an enzyme called helicase. Helicase enzyme is added to ODC site. What is helicase? Helicase enzyme is an enzyme which breaks helix. Actually, what is helix? Helix means double-stranded DNA which is one strand coiled around another DNA, that is called helix. Okay, that is called helix. That helix of double-stranded DNA is broken down with the help of helicase enzyme. Okay, see what happens here. Helicase enzyme will break double-stranded DNA into single-stranded sequences at origin of replication. Helicase enzyme will be here. Helicase enzyme will be there at the origin of replication. The double-stranded DNA, what is present here at the origin of replication, is opened into single strand. How can the double-stranded DNA can be opened into single strand? What should take place there to convert to break the double-stranded DNA into separate single strand? What should be taken place? ODC. No, at ODC site what happens? Yeah, breaking hydrogen bonds. So the hydrogen bonds what are present here, that will be broken down. By breaking the hydrogen bonds what are present here, double-stranded DNA is converted into single strands up to some area. So this is called replication I or replication bubble. replication I or replication bubble it is. Here at ODC site, what happens during initiation? What is the first step of initiation is, when initiation is taking place, at ODC site first there is addition of an enzyme called helicase. Helicase is an enzyme. Normally helicase enzyme is also called RNase. Actually it is ribonuclease H or ribonuclease P, which is breaking DNA or RNA. Helicase enzyme is an enzyme that can break DNA helix. How DNA helix can be broken here means, when this helicase enzyme binding with this ODC site, when helicase enzyme is binding with ODC site, it breaks some hydrogen bonds what are present between two strands. By breaking that hydrogen bonds what are present between double-stranded DNA, that is opened into two separate single strands. So when separate single strands are opened, now a loop-like structure is formed. That loop-like structure is called what? Replication bubble or replication I. Here I told you one point before to this words. Before to that, multiple origins of replication in eukaryotes and single replication origin in prokaryotes. Before to that, I told you one point. What is that? Here, ODC site is a particular nucleotide sequence where there is the presence of more AT pairs. More AT pairs are present at ODC site. Origin of replication sequence has more number of AT pairs. Suppose there is presence of more number of GC pairs means, then this replication initiation becomes some hard and very difficult task. If there is presence of more GC pairs, then that initiation process is a difficult task. Why it will be a difficult task? Yeah, to break the hydrogen bonds. AT pairs are formed, they are bound by hydrogen bonds. So AT pairs are, more number of AT pairs are, that means they can be broken easily when compared to GC pairs. In GC pairs there is triple bond or 3 hydrogen bonds are present in GC pairs. See, in molecular base of inheritance, every point is important. Every point is important. There is a chance for questions on every point. Each and every sentence can be taken for framing the question paper. So that's why I am saying stressfully. Okay? See here, AT pairs are present more in ODC site means that can be broken down very easily. If GC pairs are there means, then breaking of that hydrogen bonds and converting the double-stranded DNA into single strands is a tough task. So now it is opened. After that, once the double-stranded DNA is opened into single strands and there is formation of replication bubble or replication I, the separated single strands have complementary sequence. Here A, T, C, G, G, C, like that. There is a sequence means opposite strand has CA, CG, C, TA, GC, CG, like that. Complementary sequence will be there on opposite strand also. Opposite strand has complementary sequence. As there is a complementary sequence between these two strands, complementary strands have complementary sequence, there is a chance of rejoining. Yes or no? There is a chance of reattachment. The double-stranded DNA is separated into single strands by helicase enzyme. Okay. Even they are separated, there is a chance of rewinding. This is what? Unwinding of DNA. Unwinding. Coil is open. Double helical structure is open, that is unwinding. As double stranded DNA, I mean two single strands, double stranded DNA is open into single strands and the single strands are complementary, there is a chance of rewinding. To avoid that rewinding, there is a binding of a small proteins in more number called SSB protein. That SSB proteins will attach to two separated single strands. The two separated single strands will get attached. Separated single strands will be coated with a protein called SSB protein. SSB proteins are attached to separated single strands. Along with this, helicase enzyme will be there itself, no problem. So SSB proteins are attached. See, according to semi-conservative model, what is the process? There is separation of a separation of a double-stranded DNA into two separate single strands. Each separate single strand acts as a template. Now, separate single strand is available. Now, it should be acting as a template. It is acting as a template means, next continuation diagram I am writing here. Next step I am writing here. As single strands, separate single strands are available, now there can be a synthesis of new daughter DNA. New daughter DNA can be formed here. But to form new daughter DNA, there is, how new daughter DNA will be formed? By adding nucleotides complementary to the parental strand. I told you. Just before that, I told you here, semi-conservative model means, suppose this is positive strand, this is negative strand means, this is 5' to 3', this is 3' to 5' means, the strands will get separate. On positive strand, there is synthesis of another negative strand. Negative means complementary strand. This is a negative strand means, on negative strand, a new positive strand is formed. Like that, there is synthesis of new daughter DNA. Here helicase enzyme is there and this SSB proteins are coated on surface. Now, a new daughter DNA can be synthesized. Suppose like this, there is formation of new strand of DNA. How can there is a formation of new strand? To form a new strand, suppose here there means here G should be added. T should be added, G there means C, C means G, T means A, like that. Based on the nucleotide sequence present on this parental DNA. Parental DNA is called what? Parental DNA is called template. Based on the nucleotides on template, there should be addition of new nucleotides in the daughter DNA molecule. Here, but what is the enzyme that is adding new daughter DNA molecule? What is the enzyme that can add nucleotides? Yeah, tell me, what is that enzyme? DNA polymerase. But DNA polymerase cannot directly add nucleotides. DNA polymerase enzyme cannot add directly nucleotides. How nucleotides are joined? Yeah, Subhadarni, very good. No. Yeah, 4 dice of deoxynucleotide triphosphate, G4 Monica, very good. Subhadarni, you told one correct answer, but another answer is wrong. Bihydrogen bonds means no. How nucleotides are joined? Subhadarni, think. What is Sriyarni? Double-stranded DNA is converted into single strands by breaking hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds are present between this. Double-stranded DNA is linked by hydrogen bonds. If the hydrogen bonds are broken down, then a single strand will form. Sriharini, okay? Yes. Yeah, hydrogen bonds, no. What is the bond formed between nucleotides? I am asking. Not between two strands. You are saying hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds will be formed between two different strands. I am asking the formation or the binding of nucleotides in one strand. Yeah, phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond, yes. Phosphodiester bond. Here, that DNA polymerase enzyme can synthesize a new DNA like this. DNA polymerase can synthesize new DNA like this. But for the addition of, suppose here A is there, means first T should be added, then G means C should be added, they are joined. C means G should be added, they are joined. T means A should be added, another nucleotide. Like that, 4 different types of nucleotide triphosphates, they are joined. Once they are joined, they can combine with this and there is formation of new DNA. But for addition of these nucleotides, whatever the new daughter DNA forming here, for the new daughter DNA addition, phosphodiester bond should form. Between which groups the phosphodiester bond is formed? Hey, CB. Repeating same doubt. What are SSB proteins that are formed on later? What later? SSB proteins are readily available. SSB proteins are readily available in a cell. They will combine with a single strand and they prevent rejoining of single strands. Single strands what are formed here? They may be rejoined due to complementary sequence. Due to complementary sequence, they may be rejoined. That rejoining of single strands is prevented by SSB protein. Coming to here, how phosphodiester bond is formed? 2 nucleotides are there, means how phosphodiester bond is formed between 2 nucleotides? Which groups of nucleotides are involving in phosphodiester bond is my question. Is there any relationship between neural system and synthesis of DNA? No. OH and OH. Where OH? 3' hydroxyl group of one nucleotide and 5' phosphate group of next nucleotide, they are involving in phosphodiester bond. 3' OH group of previous nucleotide and 5' phosphate of next nucleotide, they are involving in phosphodiester bond. That means there is addition or there is formation of nucleotides or joining of nucleotides, means there is a requirement of 3' hydroxyl group. If any 3' hydroxyl group is there, to that 3' hydroxyl group, nucleotides can be joined and a new DNA can be synthesized. Okay. Now, that 3' hydroxyl group is provided by a short DNA fragment called primer, which is a RNA primer. Which is a RNA primer synthesized by primase enzyme. Primer is provided by an enzyme called primase. That primase enzyme is providing RNA primer. RNA primer is a short oligonucleotide chain that provides hydroxyl group. Usually 2 RNA primers are added here. Here 1 RNA primer is adding here and another RNA primer is adding here. One in 5' to 3' direction, another one is also 5' to 3' direction, but in opposite sides. This is this direction, this is this direction. In opposite directions, 2 primers are added. What is the function of primer? Primer provides 3' hydroxyl group. Once these primers are added, initiation is said to be complete. Initiation is complete. Okay? Understand? If you know this, then I give you notes for this. Today I will take 10 to 15 minutes more class to complete that. Primer, yeah. Primer is short nucleotide fragments. A short oligonucleotide fragment is primer. Primer is provided by an enzyme called primase. What is the function of primase? Here, this is parental DNA. Based on the parental DNA, there is addition of new daughter DNA, means in the new daughter DNA, nucleotides will join. One nucleotide, another nucleotide. That nucleotide can join by phosphodiester bond. Okay. To bind that nucleotide and to form the phosphodiester bond between these 2 nucleotides, first of all there should be a hydroxyl group. If one hydroxyl group is there, then to that hydroxyl group a new polynucleotide, I mean a new nucleotide will come and join by phosphodiester bond. Suppose any hydroxyl group is there, means to that hydroxyl group, suppose the primer is there, this primer is providing hydroxyl group. If 3' hydroxyl group is there now to this there can be addition of new nucleotide. Because hydroxyl group is there, means to that a new nucleotide will join and phosphodiester bond will form, they can combine. But at beginning, in new daughter DNA, there is no 3' OH group. No 3' OH group means initiation and binding of nucleotide will not start or begin. So that a primer will be added. That primer is providing 3' hydroxyl group. That 3' hydroxyl group is provided by the primer is there na, that will be starting the initiation process. Now 3' OH is there, to that one nucleotide will be added, phosphodiester bond will form, then that nucleotide will possess the hydroxyl group. To that one more nucleotide, new nucleotide is added na, now it has OH group. To that one more nucleotide, again hydroxyl group at bottom, one more nucleotide, that nucleotide has a hydroxyl group again. Like that, hydroxyl groups are required to combine with primer. Yeah. Daughter DNA is formed. This is only daughter DNA. If we complete elongation step, then you can understand how daughter DNA is formed. Now, write notes for this initiation process. Some points you wrote. Already. Up to multiple origins of replication you wrote some points. After that, point. At origin of replication, helicase enzyme binds, helicase enzyme will bind and opens opens double-stranded DNA into two single strands forming a loop called replication I or replication bubble. Continuation, same points. Helicase enzyme breaks hydrogen bonds and converts dsDNA into ssDNA, double stranded DNA into single stranded DNA, and converts double stranded DNA into single strands. Okay, next point. More AT pairs makes the function of helicase easy. Makes the function of helicase easy. Presence of more AT pairs in ORIC site. Yeah, write that one. Presence of more AT pairs in ORIC site makes the function of helicase easy as AT pairs have double bonds. AT pairs have double bonds and GC pairs have triple bonds. And GC pairs have triple bonds. Next point. The separated single strands are bound with separated single strands are bound with SSB proteins. SSB proteins, that means the single strand binding proteins. SSB proteins to prevent recoiling of the two strands. Recoiling of the two strands. Next point, as two strands are separated, both the strands are exposed to enzymes. Both the strands are exposed to enzymes and both strands act as templates. Both strands act as templates. Both strands act as templates. Next point. Primase or RNA polymerase. Primase or RNA polymerase synthesizes a complementing RNA primer templates. Next point. Primer is a oligonucleotide of RNA, audio clear only ra. Primer is a oligonucleotide of RNA which provides three prime OH group. Yeah, I will repeat, wait. 3' OH group for addition of nucleotides. For the addition of nucleotides. Previous point I am repeating, as the two strands separate, the bases are exposed to enzymes. Bases are and both strands act as templates. Next point, primase or RNA polymerase, synthesizes a complementing RNA primer. Next point, primer is a oligonucleotide of RNA, which provides 3' OH group, which provides 3' hydroxyl groups for the addition of new nucleotides, or for the addition of nucleotides. For the addition of nucleotides. Okay. Next point. Suppose this is double-stranded DNA is there, no? That double-stranded DNA is long one. That double-stranded DNA is opened here. How? By breaking some hydrogen bonds. When that some hydrogen bonds are opened, like unzipping, as a zip is opened of a bag, here hydrogen bonds will be broken down like that, and separation of that hydrogen bonds like unzipping forms a Y-shaped structure. This is called replication fork. Write this and write one more point. Unzipping of double-stranded DNA. Unzipping of double-stranded DNA by breaking hydrogen bonds. Forms Y-shaped configuration. Called replication fork. Okay, and during unzipping, next point, during unzipping, any strain at replication fork, strain at replication fork is relieved by topoisomerase or gyrase. During unzipping, strain at replication fork is relieved by topoisomerase or gyrase. See, what is the point here? Double stranded DNA is opened into single strands like this. When double stranded DNA is opening into single strand, if there is any problem of breaking hydrogen bonds, very complex structures are there, or double helical DNA has more GC pairs, means then the breaking will be somewhat difficult. Any supercoiled DNA means that is also breaking is difficult. That strain means difficulties. That strain will be relieved by an enzyme called topoisomerase or gyrase. Topology. Topology means structure. Isomerase, converting one isomer into another isomer. Suppose DNA one structure is there, that is a complex structure, means that structure is converted into another topological isomer. One structure is modified to another structure. So that is called what? Gyrase. Topoisomerase or gyrase enzyme will relieve the strain present at replication fork, so that helicase enzyme can easily break the double helical DNA into single strand. The breaking of double helical DNA into single strand is done by helicase enzyme. If any problem is there for helicase enzyme, means that problem can be overcome by topoisomerase or gyrase. Okay, this is about initiation process. Already 11:15 now. You can take 15 minutes break and join chemistry class. We can continue that remaining elongation step in next class. Wait 1 second. Yeah.